A man or a woman cannot serve two masters. When there are 10, you don't have a chance in hell. And that's the quick answer to that. 2 is the maximum. Often you have the sponsor or the payer for the evaluation, and then you have the practical users. So let me give an example. Typically, in a number of the evaluations that I've done for Nordic aid agencies in Africa, you will have Danida, NORAD, or CEDA, which is essentially the Ministry of Finance for the Foreign Office, that are paying for the evaluation. And they require almost an audit of where did the money go and was it spent well. And secondarily, they're interested in the wider learning about aid programs in Africa. You get in the country, and actually there are a number of NGOs and agencies delivering the program, and a number of them are genuinely and professionally interested in getting objective feedback. They don't have the time or the skills or the resources to go out there and find out what difference it's making, but they're real professional managers and they want to improve their projects. And to be honest, I do 2 evaluations. One is to satisfy the ministries, which is almost an audit evaluation. I would say 2.5. The primary customer I see is to be those program managers in the country. And whether or not the ministry asks for it, we always ask for the Friday before we fly back, is we spend the whole day working through what we found and the possible implications with the program managers, so that they're then able to use that either, well, to make adjustments and sometimes to actually give evidence for more finance or a readjustment of the program. So there's an audit evaluation and an improvement evaluation, and then the half bit of it is there are other aid agencies that can learn from this program, and we look at what we ask the program managers. Now, what do you think other agencies, given what we've discussed and what the findings are, what would they be able to use, do you think? What would your colleague, your counterparts be able to learn from this? And then we get into issues about, oh, we don't want them learning about this. It looks bad on us. And we say, well, okay, fine, we won't report that in the public version. Really what I'm getting into now is the diplomacy and politics of the evaluation. But to go back to your question, it is honestly not possible to serve too many users of an evaluation. If you try to, or promise that you do, you will give some little bit of information to each of them, but that information will be of such level of uncertainty and of such questionable value that you may be comfortable in having reached a compromise with everyone, but essentially it'd be a complete waste of time. And I'm sorry, I'm just saying this after experience, because especially in Sweden and the Nordic countries, they love having big advisory committees and everyone wants their questions covered. And the pressure on the evaluator is intense to keep everyone happy. But I think it's ultimately irresponsible because you simply can't provide that data to the level of certainty that they expect from a scientific research within the time and resources available. So the other strategy is simply to say, okay, well, we can do most of that, but it's actually four or five different evaluations. Let me map out each of these evaluations to answer that question, and let me tell you how much each of those will be. And that leads to a discussion of sort of, or people begin to get real about the time and costs to answer all of those questions from more rigorous independent research. And if you want to answer that question, well, then just do your review using whatever data you've got quickly. But if you want independent and more rigorous research, then this is what it will cost and this is what will need to be involved.